I gotta sit back and watch my kids literally suffer already as it is because you're their dad.
I'm officially primary custodian of the kids. What about the child support? That's it?
Drama, baby mama drama, 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 yeah. Baby mama drama, yeah.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. So Safaree and Mena are right back here on our screen. And you might be wondering, why, Rivah? What's going on? It ain't nothing new. Okay, Mena is right back in the media talking about her grievances with her ex-husband and the father of her children, calling him a deadbeat, going through all these hoops to try to tarnish his character and all the above, obviously because she's not happy. Okay, and if you guys are unaware of the background of this story, let me give you a quick synopsis to bring you up to speed. So Mena and Safaree were, in a relationship. The two of them met while filming a show that they were doing. They became really good friends.
Safaree and Erica. I think there's a little bit of romance, but both of them are kind of weird about it. You never know what can happen there.
After filming said show, the two of them ended up, getting into a relationship. They were on Love and Hip Hop together. Eventually, the two of them ended up actually getting married.
You have filled my life with so much joy, and you have given me a sense of peace I have never known. Although today marks the start of the rest of our lives, one lifetime with you can never be enough. Marry you with no hesitation or no doubt. I take you as you are.
And then having two children. Now, they had the first child, okay? And after the first child, Mena wanted to have another child with Safaree. Safaree, mentioned that he was good with the one. He didn't want to go down that road again. And, something ended up happening where I don't know if she said that she was maybe taking contraceptives or what the situation actually was, but she ended up getting pregnant, and we saw on our TV screens on Love and Hip Hop that, he was actually not happy about that second pregnancy.
So wait, you're pregnant?
Mm-hmm. We're pregnant.
How many weeks are you?
23.
You know how I feel
About
having more kids.
Are you sad? Are you upset?
I don't know what I am.
Now, their tumultuous relationship lasted for a very long time, okay? They had ebbs and flows on the show. They had ebbs and flows after the breakup. She ended up actually filing for divorce from Safaree, which, interestingly enough, she went on Cam Newton's platform and said that she was doing that to wave the red flag for him.
When I filed for divorce, I was trying to send the SOS, you're about to lose your whole family. And I was hoping it triggered what needed to be triggered to save us.
Right.
And it didn't.
In that same interview, she also went about saying, that had producers or whoever not been in her ear, she'd probably still be married.
And I will say this, had I not involved producers in my marriage, I probably would kind of still be married.
Now, Mena, and Safaree, they went through a, nasty divorce. There was actually a custody battle, right? So he was fighting for primary custody or maybe even joint custody. She ended up winning custody and was so excited about it.
Oh my God, yes! Oh my God, I'm officially divorced! Yes! I'm officially primary custodian of the kids.
Her excitement quickly dimmed when she found out that she was awarded only $4,300 a month, and she thought that she was going to be getting more out of the situation.
What about the child support? That's it? Tony, that's crazy. Why? Are you kidding me?
So basically after that, it has been, a messy situation. Every single time that Safaree looks like he's living his life, Safaree looks like he's at peace, Safaree is doing anything, Mena has made it her point of duty to remind the public, hey, he's not taking care of his kids. Hey, he's a deadbeat dad. Hey, all the responsibility is on me. She has posted so many things on social media on a consistent basis, dragging this man's name through the mud.
Before you guys get scammed like I did by this waste man overnight wannabe prophet, I gotta sit back and watch my kids literally suffer already as it is because you're their dad.
Now, after years of Safaree, going through that situation in regards to Erica Mena, Safaree ended up taking to social media himself and expressing what he had really been through. He talked about, her jumping over the fence, coming to the house. He showcased her, mashing up the stuff in his house, breaking his things because the two of them got into some kind of disagreement when he had to call the police on her. He showcased all of these different things. And on top of that, he talked about the fact that, there is this narrative, but it was really based off of her wanting control of the situation.
This deadbeat narrative, it's like, it's just so jarring to me. Somebody wants to have full control of every single thing and they can't have control. It's just not going to be a easy transition, especially when, the other person is just used to it being one way or very controlling or still wanting the whole family dynamic, and it's not there anymore.
Now, the thing is that putting the pieces together, in that same Cam Newton interview that I told you guys about, that we saw clips from, she also talked about how, one day her and him can come together as a family and, celebrate birthdays and all those things together as like one big happy family.
I got faith that we're going to get this together. And I also have faith that at the end of the day, my kids are going to have a time where both sides of the family are in cahoots to celebrate and love on them.
So to a certain extent, a lot of people were like, you know what? Maybe Safaree's onto something. Maybe he's not what we actually thought he was. Maybe this is not the scenario that we actually all, took her side and supported. Well, nonetheless, Erica Mena actually took to social media recently and posted all of these things on her story all over again. As you can see, the first post says, "Sometimes I wonder how we're supposed to keep our peace while fighting battles we never asked for. 2 years in family court, not because I want to, but because I have to. When a parent refuses to do their part, you don't get the luxury of giving up. You carry it all. The bills, the emotions, the responsibilities, and still show up every single day for your kids. People don't see the nights you're awake trying to figure it all out. They don't see the lawyer fees, eating the same money meant to care for your children. They don't see how hard it is to stay calm when the other parent lives carefree, lying about their reality while you're just trying to survive truthfully. But you still rise, you still protect, you still pour love into your babies, even when you're running on empty. This isn't about revenge or hate, it's about accountability. It's the audacity of knowing someone can lie about what they have just to avoid doing what's right for their own children. It's the frustration of watching a parent choose games over growth, ego over effort. It's about knowing you deserve peace while still being forced to fight for fairness. To every single parent doing it all, your strength doesn't go unnoticed. Your consistency is your child's stability, and that's something no court can ever take from you. Keep your head high even when it's unfair. Keep walking in faith even when you're fighting alone, because love, real love, will always outlast lies and manipulation. And one day, like my kids at only 4 or 5 years old, your kids will know exactly who truly showed up for them. When you the only one showing up, providing, doing it all, while the other parent who refuses to help drags you to court, lying about being broke, all while driving luxury cars, dripping in diamonds and pretending struggle in court, it's unfair. But something is built in storms like this, and I know mine speaks for itself. So she posted this. It goes viral. It's posted all over social media all over again. And, she is basically, speaking about their personal issues, talking about him. She has all these allegations about him and stuff like that. And what I found was very interesting is that the comment section looked vastly different than it has over all these years. On a consistent basis, anytime that Erica Mena has posted this, a lot of women with their own grievances towards their own children's father or baby fathers or whatever situations immediately took her side, immediately were calling him deadbeat. He doesn't take care of his kids. He's not a good person. He's not all of these things. This time it was a lot different. First comment says, y'all read this BS and so many scorned women believing this BS. We saw him be an amazing father over and over again. We seen her act a fool on this man. We seen her bring a ladder and jump his wall. We seen her hit him in front of those kids. She only wanting custody because she thought she was going to drain his pockets. She didn't get that, and now she's so bitter. Girl, if you struggling, just give the kids to him. Now, hold on a second. Okay? Everybody hold on a second. We saw the rejoice that she had when she talked about the fact that she was given primary custody.
I'm officially primary custodian of the kids.
Let's tell the truth. If it's so hard for you, if you are so overwhelmed, if you are struggling so bad, why not give him full custody? Why not put that offer on the table? Why not give him full custody of the kids and you take the responsibility of what you can handle financially if you are not able to do it on your own? Why not do that? I think we all know the answer to that question because she's not willing to do that. She doesn't want to do that. A lot of these women in these situations, just in my personal opinion, and I'm not just talking about her, I'm talking about, a lot of women who put themselves in this bitter baby mama situation where they're so bitter and I'm not bitter, I'm happy and I don't have a problem. It's him. The reason why that they stay in these spaces is because they need a narrative to push against him because they're upset about how the relationship ended. And so if we give him the children, if he does take responsibility for his kids, if I admit that it's actually enough, then I'll never be able to play up this narrative whenever I'm upset with him again. But the comments continued, so let's get back into it. Next comment says, I'm so sick of her acting like she's the first single parent. Bro, go find a stepdad. Next comment says, not gonna lie, I'm really tired of hearing about him being a deadbeat. It's been 3-4 years of nonstop bashing him. I get it. Trust me, I do. But what are we supposed to do? He obviously gives 0 F's about being called out on social media, so why drown us with the drama? Between her, Krishan, and Blueface, Bad Baby, and Vaughn, I feel like we should be compensated every time we involuntarily have to hear about their drama mess. We are tired. Now, this leans into, some people say like, oh, I had to bring it to social media to call them out because, they're not answering my phone calls or they're not showing up to court or, they're not being held accountable for his actions. If this man has already said his piece, what is the point of you doing this? The only reason that you could possibly be doing any of this is to try to still tarnish his character. That means that it's no longer really about the kids. It's more about your own emotions, your own feelings. Let's move on. Next comment says, Lord, someone unplug her sheesh. We didn't RSVP to this. Next one says, yeah, let the man see his kids without all that mouth. Bet you can't do that though. Next person says, give him custody and see how he likes it. Next person says, 50-50 custody, no child support is the best way. Next person says, sometimes it's just best to let the father be and pour all of your energy into your children. The kids will know and see the real as they get older. You miss so many milestones that you won't get back focusing on negative energy and always being in court. Now, this I also agree with, right? Like, regardless of whatever the details of the situation are, you constantly being focused on the next person, how is that going to assist you, help you, support you, pour into your kids in any way? How? How is it going to do that? Next person says, primary custody is what you fought this man for, so now you have to pay those primary fees. Stop bashing him. This is what you dragged so hard for. Next person says, as a single father who raised 4 girls without any financial help from mom, I can say you are responsible for spending money on lawyers meant for those children. If he chooses not to be in those kids' life in any capacity, then that's what it is. Suck it up and find a way to do it. You don't have to live a luxurious life. Manage your money and your time more wisely. So basically, this man is saying, any lawyer fees that you're having to do, that has to do with you. Okay, that's you choosing to prolong this situation. That's you choosing to go to court and fight for a certain amount of finances instead of living maybe beneath your means to be able to do more for your children. Like, that's your own prerogative. That's what that person was saying. Next person says, in other words, she's busy trying to dig into his pockets, and then they wonder why men say they don't want kids. It's literally a green light to go digging. Next one says, AKA, I've been trying to get this child support raised to where I wanted it back when I first celebrated on TV, but his lawyers doing their job very well, LOL. That vein on her head's gotta be throbbing. Next person says, what are we supposed to do with this information? Next person says, she needs to free herself and stop trying to control him. She's still in love with him and his D. Let it go, sis. We gotta pause for a second. We got to stop right here for 1 second. I think that a lot of women who are bitter with their exes, a lot of women who are so invested in what their exes are doing, if they moved on, who they moved on to, that nobody can't be better than them. And, you know, it's a common theme that Erica Mena posts, as well as other women, right? Like, she's always talking about how beautiful she is and how she's the one, not the two, and nobody can be better than her. And, you know, she's never seen an ex move on from her and do better than they were when they were with her. Like, it's always this thing about, you know, looks, image, and who's the best and who's the best who ever had, and you know, she was the one that got away.
You see all the women he been with, hasn't been able to redeem himself since. I know he's lost.
When women carry this narrative, there is no way that I personally will believe that you do not still love this man. We have to start putting our eyes and our gaze onto these women when they have these conversations, so that other people can really know where the bitterness truly stems from. Does it really stem from him being a bad father? Does it really stem from finances? Or does it really stem from the fact that you really wished and wanted this relationship and marriage to work, and every time you see your children, you are still thinking about this man and the fact that he is no longer in your life and you don't have control or access to him? Let's tell the truth. We have to tell the truth. The truth will set you free, because knowing that truth will help you to stop going onto social media and creating all these different scenarios that people are now tired of hearing. Because people can say, she's a hurt woman. She regrets the situation. She is literally in the space that she is living in regret. We have to tell the truth.
I was suffering with my 2 babies, getting out of bed just to feed them and going right back to bed because I couldn't even breathe without that man.
The fact that she went on Cam Newton's podcast after already consistently dragging this man on social media and doing all these things, and then said, oh, you know, if it wasn't for producers, we'd still be together.
And I will say this, had I not involved producers in my marriage, I probably would kind of still be married.
The fact that she said all of those things let us all know where she stands. Mind you, the other day, the two of them were both at their daughter's graduation for something, both kissing her cheeks. So what happened? You didn't get what you wanted? Something went left? What happened? Because he was fine then. He was keeping the kids on a consistent basis at that time. What happened? And by the way, just so you guys are aware, majority of these comments are women. Okay, let's just keep it 100. I just want to let you guys know. And I know that based on the icons next to these pictures, I don't put their names there. But majority of these people who are leaving these comments under this thread are all women. Next person says, why is this any of our business though? Are you trying to make him look bad or nah? I love Erica, but sometimes you need to learn to pick your battles. It's called growth. Especially when you have females like myself that's in the battle, but I'm not even rich. So a lot of people are basically telling her, wrap it up. Okay, wrap this story up, because we are not here aiding and being a part of this situation. One of the main reasons why too is because he came out, made a lengthy space, and he had a lot of his own receipts, proving that he's been there for his children, proving that they literally have rooms, proving the support that he provides for him, and proving that his main issue on a consistent basis has been his dealings when it comes to you. That if you are not at the center of the situation, then things go haywire.
I'm a father. I'm a grown ass man. When I have my kids in there with me, they're under my care. They don't have nothing to worry about. So I'm not gonna have anybody acting like they need to know every single thing going on.
And people are more prone to believe that because, like I said, y'all was just in the picture kissing a baby. Them beautiful babies. Y'all was just in the picture kissing a baby. Y'all seemed cool for a little bit. Then all of a sudden, here we go again. When we thought you were done singing the song, you came back singing it. I believe, y'all might think I'm a little crazy for saying this. Some of y'all might not agree with me, but I personally believe that for Erica, Safaree was the one that got away. Why do I say that? One, that is the only man that she has dated, after her history of dating other people, that she not only married, but she had not one, but 2 children with.
Enough where I gave him 2 babies, not one. So it was,
Back to back.
Right, back.
Okay. I have seen Erica Mena post on her social media consistently playing Jamaican songs. Okay. And, I'm not saying I think the culture is for everybody, but I think that what he was in her life and what he represented and even what the kids that they have and what they are, it just is doing something to her. And no matter what the situation is, she can move on. She can be with somebody else, but it is going to be very hard for herself to replicate that energy within her life. Whether he is good, bad, or indifferent, it don't matter.
I'm Puerto Rican, Dominican, he's Jamaican. How can we not? We created the most beautiful babies that really represent everything we did have. It didn't last long, but it's solid.
She loved that man. Okay? She really and genuinely does. And like I said before, in the beginning of this conversation, the more that we are, honest with ourselves, the easier it is going to be to come to grips with the situation and the real truth of the pain of the situation and take the kids out of it. They are innocent bystanders in the mix. Okay, they genuinely are. And it's going to be hard for them to even grow up and see this constant back and forth between the two of you. That's just the truth. This obviously reminds me of the song that never gets old called Baby Mama Drama by Chapter 9, because it sings to the truth of all these situations. And those of you who can relate, I'm going to make sure that I have it linked in the description box down below so you guys can check it out. Unfortunately, this is the sad reality. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.
Drama, baby mama drama.